meeting itself. So hold on, let me let the participants in, and then I hope everyone is having a great day. Chantel, do you see the participants starting to come into the room?
I sure do.
Yay!
Hello.
Hi, everybody. So welcome to February's edition of VRM Insider. This month, we are giving you a quick and dirty presentation about 4 easy ways to up your social media game. And that is with us. It's not with a different partner or vendor. It is with us, your crew from VRM. My name is Tracy Sanderson. If you don't know me, I'm the Director of Marketing here at VRM. And I have with me the lovely Chantel Maddox, and Chantel is our SEO analyst and expert. She does wear several other hats, so you may know her in other capacities as well. But at her true core, she is an SEO expert. She does a lot of our web help tickets as well, so you may have had contact with her via that way. But she knows a whole lot about marketing, especially digital marketing, and we're going to bring some of that to you today. So as always, if you have a question, there is a Q&A button down at the bottom of your screen. And if you do see that, Chantel, the view that I have right now, I don't see that Q&A button, so I'm going to let you monitor that Q&A section. So if you have a question, you can drop it there. We will have a time for questions at the end as well. And as always, there will be a recording of this presentation sent out for you to either rewatch or share with another team member, along with a quick blog post. We have a very special gift for those who are attending today, and that is an ebook. So this is a first for us here at VRM. I don't know if you guys remembered last year, every month we posted a desktop calendar and some social media graphics, quote graphics for you to use, and some really great tips. Well, we have taken those tips. They were from social media, SEO, email marketing tips, and we have created an ebook. So we have that as a gift for anyone attending today's webinar, and we will give you more details about that at the end of the show. But as promised last month, we're going to try to keep our webinars down to about 30 minutes. We value your time so much, and we know if we can give you information in smaller bite-sized pieces, they are a little bit more easy to digest. So that is a real challenge for somebody like myself and for my buddy Chantel, because we like to talk. So we are going to roll into today's webinar without any further ado. So 4 easy ways, just 4, and Chantel and I had a very hard time sticking to just the 4 topics. So we're gonna really focus on just these tips for upping your social media game. If you have questions that are outside of this, you can always leave us a comment and we can do another webinar later. So number 1 on our list is reviews and reputation management. So what do you mean by reviews? Well, on your social media channels, especially Facebook, is a place where your guests and your customers can leave reviews. So in that review process, sometimes we get positive reviews and sometimes we get negative reviews. And depending on how you reply to those reviews and the kind of reviews that you get, that actually deals directly with your reputation management. How you are managing your reputation on your social channels. So one of the best things you can do is ask those clients that you already know are happy with you to leave you a review. And you could do that by in your follow-up email or your checkout email. You could leave them a link to your Facebook page and say, hey, if you're happy with the services you got from us, you can leave us a comment or review here, meaning on Facebook, or here on Google. That's a great way to do it. If you know someone is particularly happy, make sure you connect with them and let them know, hey, leave us a review. A great place to somebody commented, oh, I stayed, at this property back in, 2017 and I loved it. Comment back and say, hey, we would love for you to put that in the form of a review. Another way that you can ask for reviews is in person. When somebody is checking in or checking out or stop by the office for some reason, hey, if, I saw you guys are, on your way out for a day of XYZ, be sure to leave us a review over on our Facebook page, have a poster in your reception area where you're encouraging people to go and be on your social media and to leave comments and reviews. Another great thing to do is have a staff mention contest or challenge. For every staff member that gets mentioned in a Facebook review, they get $5 or $10 or a slice of pizza. I don't know, whatever your thing is, but it's great motivation to encourage your staff to actually trying to be getting guests to leave those reviews. All right, address all reviews and comments. Now, I know that some of you, and actually behind that picture, it says positive. I didn't get it on the other line, so sorry. So positive and negative. Got to reply to your reviews and your comments. And I know after a lot of the struggles from the last few years here on the East Coast, a few years ago, it was, a really bad hurricane that we dealt with. And there were a lot of people who were really unhappy because their travel plans got canceled. Perhaps a lot of people aren't as sensitive as they should be. Facebook and other social media platforms are a very easy place to vent without any real consequences because you're not actually talking to a person. So it's very easy just to lay it all out there when somebody is disgruntled. However, that can be bad for your business. So it is very important that you reply to reviews, both positive and negative. You want to show your guest, past, present, and future, that you know how to resolve conflict and issues, whether that's a maintenance issue, a refund issue. You want to show people that you're willing to continue the conversation offline, which is our recommendation. If somebody is trying to throw down with you, that Facebook's not the place, and encourage them politely to please reach out to you here, to message you with a good email address or phone number. You are more than happy to set aside time to talk to them, et cetera, et cetera. And then, of course, I know all of you with expert customer service skills will try to resolve that conflict. But if you can get that conversation offline, it's the best way to do it. And you want to show empathy. People are now, some people are just going to be nasty and negative, and there's nothing you can do about it, and that is the cost of doing business in any kind of public avenue. However, there are others that just need a little bit of soothing, and if you can show empathy, that you're actually listening to their request or their problem, and you can engage with them in a positive manner, then normally the resolution can be made. I've left this is a quick snapshot of a review. One of the things that you would want to make sure that you do on your reviews is go down and make sure that you like it, and even leave them a comment that says, thanks so much for the review. We're so glad you had a great time. Another thing when it comes to reviews and your reputation is you want to make sure you're engaging with your guest. So when they leave a review, when they leave a comment, you need to go in and you need to like their comments. You can give them a like or a heart or a happy face or a hug if on Facebook. Of course, on Instagram, you can just double tap and give it a like. So when you were looking for those are going to be in your notifications, and there's a screenshot there of what that'll look like. If you're on a desktop, it's normally on the left-hand side of your screen. But what it looks like is if someone leaves you a comment on a post, like this gentleman said, still waiting until we can safely travel without being quarantined on both ends, a huge issue for many people. And so you want to make sure that you like that, you're acknowledging that you read their comment, and then you reply back with something. And so this just says, we're looking for that, we're looking forward to that for you as well. So you're acknowledging this, uncomfortable situation, and that they're ready to travel. When people have liked your post, there will be a little like button similar to this right here. And you can actually click that, and it'll show you the people who have liked it. And then you will be able to invite them to your page if they're not already following you. So that's pretty cool too. So you want to do that. It's a great way to get more follows. And then lastly, under category number 1, step number 1, be proactive versus reactive to potential issues. This was one we knew that this could be a rabbit trail. Chantel and I both were like, no, don't go down the rabbit trail. But it's so important We've had several clients who have um, needed to close their Facebook pages because they just were inundated with so many negative comments and drama due to things that were outside of their control. You know, North Carolina got shut down for a time and we couldn't do vacation rentals. And guess what? People were not happy about it. So, you know, it just, things get so dramatic and it's so draining and taxing on your staff. So sometimes you may just have to shut it down. But our advice is to be proactive on the front end. So let's say hurricane season. Start talking about travel insurance early. Do a video for your social media that's just like, hey, some quick tips about travel during hurricane season. It's a real thing. This is the beach. Guess where hurricanes like to come? The beach. And talk about it. Say, if you don't have travel insurance, this is what could happen. You could lose your full reservation amount. You know, just talk about those things and encourage people to take the path that you want them to take. Let's say, for some reason a pool is out at one of the condo complexes that you represent. Be really upfront and honest about that on your social media. Tell people, be like, hey, the pool is out at ABC condos. However, there are still all these other amenities. So don't think you can't have a great vacation because the pool is currently unavailable. But be open and upfront and honest and tell people the pathway that you want them to take. So for example, with travel insurance, if you want them to learn more, give them a link where they can click and learn more, or do that, or say, hey, you can purchase travel insurance up to this point of your reservation, you know, this many days before you travel or whatever. So those are my tips for reviews and reputation management. So I'm going to pass it on to Chantel, and she's going to talk to you about being the area expert. Chantel, I think you're muted.
Thank you. And thank you so much, Tracy. That is a lot of wonderful, wonderful information that I personally use as well. So for the subject on being an area expert, you're really creating a visualization or experience for your guests. Not only do you want them to stay with your accommodations, but you want to paint a picture of the area, restaurants, shopping, the beach, things that they can do. Because not only they're not just going to be staying there, they're going to be looking for fun activities to do. And there could be limits depending on the situation. So you want to be an area expert, keep them included in your social media posts on what's going on in the area. And so one way that you could do that is when you're posting about local businesses, tag them into a social media post. And the way that you would do that is you would use the @ sign, and the business would have, if they do have a Facebook page, they would have a certain Facebook name. So you would put the @ sign, and then you would type in their Facebook page name. A lot of times it's in the URL, and you'll be able to find the business that way. But when you do that, that business will get some exposure from your audience. They can go onto that business's Facebook page and do their own research and find out what they're all about. You want to give them that local experience, where to eat, where to play, what to do, what to see. You just really want to do all of that legwork and that homework for them so they don't have to do it themselves. And that actually does help a lot with conversions, because you're like, I've got questions about this vacation. I need to, figure these things out. And by you providing all of that information to them would really help with their decision to book their vacation with you. Recommend businesses, experiences that you trust. There's a lot of times where you could, recommend there's the only rental in town, or there's a certain restaurant that you heard of. It's a lot better if you've actually experienced yourself, so the recommendation comes from your own. It always comes across a lot better when you're recommending it yourself. Like for myself, when I recommend things to family and friends, it gets me excited, and you actually could be like a salesperson for it because you've experienced that yourself. So you're sharing that experience with your guests. So likely it would be a business that you know and trust. link to area pages on the website. There's a lot of, perhaps outdoor or adventure excursions, something to do with the family, and they may have a lot more information. So it's great to share on social media links to an area page so they can have that resource for them. And one of the most fruitful types of content that you can do is post images and videos of area experiences. If you're going, if you're on the beach and there's, just a beautiful, beautiful scene, or if there's like a sandcastle contest, or if there's things going on, local events, things like that, sharing a video is so wonderful because it's just the most visually appealing thing that they can envision. So pictures and videos of your experience are fantastic, and it doesn't always have to be right then at that moment in time. You can take a picture, or you can take a video and just put it in your arsenal and then save it for the next day if it's not timely. But those are wonderful things to do to just really paint that picture of the area. Can I get the next slide, please, Tracy?
Yeah, and I just wanted to say, for example, I was vacationing in the North Carolina mountains a few years ago, and we did a drive through the parkway, and I just did several videos and at some creeks and some waterfalls, and then I actually used those on one of our clients who's a vacation rental manager company in Asheville, and shared it on their social media. Because this is what it looks like. Like, here's the real deal. And I was also going to say too, another great way to, instead of even posting or tagging, is to actually share from other businesses if they have a Facebook page. So let's say, it's an ice cream shop, and they have, Two Scoop Tuesday or something, and you can share that over to your own page, and that's a great way to show them some love. All right, let me try to change slides. Oh, back to me. All right. Anything else, Chantel, before we move on to way number 3?
I think we've covered it. Thank you.
All right. So number 3 on our list is create a content calendar. Now, we've put kind of the hardest part in the middle because this is definitely the most time-consuming portion of the 4 things that we're going to talk about today. And of course, there's way more to social media and to marketing than just these 4 things. But this is perhaps the cornerstone or bedrock of your social media, is to have a plan and to have a calendar around that plan. Whether you have 4 properties or 400 properties, no matter what size, you are having a plan and a calendar to work off of is going to be the most important thing that you can do for your social. When I say have a calendar, I actually mean, and this is how I work, when I'm first starting something, I mean actually get a physical, print out a February or March calendar, like blank, and start thinking, okay, on Mondays, I want to, always post about this on Mondays. And Tuesdays, I want to do a property. Wednesdays, I want to do a web group. On Thursdays, I want to do, maybe Thursdays and talk about your area restaurants and bars and things like that. So if you can topic, is that a word? Topic-asize? If you can label each day of the week for a certain kind of post, or alternate between 2 different kinds of things, and then look at your calendar and say, you know what, I really need several videos. Try to plan every week to have a video. So, just plot it out. Tuesday video, Saturday video, next Monday video, and then whatever kind of content that is you're trying to create, try to create it with a video. But you're going to have this calendar, and you're going to actually do it longhand at first. And then what you're going to do is then schedule those Facebook posts. And we're going to show you some ideas of different kinds of posts here in just a second. You can actually schedule them to Facebook. And the way that you do that is under your publishing tools. Again, this is normally in the left-hand side of the column if you're looking at Facebook on a desktop. And then you have this schedule post option. And you can click on it, And then a lot of times you have to hit the schedule post again. There's another column on that page. And then what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to create a post. You'll see the blue button. It'll say create post. And this is one that I just mocked up real quick. Obviously, that's not me today. This is an older picture. But here, Tracy's hard at work to help you reach your marketing goals. Her must-haves for a productive workday are earphones, coffee, phone, and laptop. What are yours? And then you can see down here at the bottom, I would have the option to publish that immediately, or I can schedule it for later. And if I hit that schedule later button, it's actually going to allow me to pick the day and the time that I want it to go. So if I'm looking at that calendar I could create it, I can look at, okay, Monday, let's say this was my post for Monday, and then I can go and select Monday, and now it's scheduled and I'm done. And then I can move on to the next one. And, set a timer, work for an hour and try to get as much as you can done in an hour, and then come back to the next day and work another hour. If you have a whole day, I'm going to get this all knocked out in one day, and my whole next month is done, finished. Then once those posts go, so if this was Monday's post and this went up Monday on Facebook, what I would do is then I would go grab that picture and the content and just copy it and then post it to Instagram so I can add my hashtags. And then I could even pin it if I wanted to do something with Pinterest. There is the option when you schedule the post, if you have your Instagram connected to your Facebook, you can toggle that and it'll auto push over to Instagram as well. However, unless you want a whole bunch of hashtags on Facebook, those hashtags aren't going to go over. So if I was doing it personally, I would do it manually. I would just set the clock. I would make sure that all my Facebook posts went out, earlier in the day. And then I would set my timer, and every day at 2 p.m. or 4 p.m., I would sit down and I would do my IG post for that day. Now, this is a little messy and I apologize, but these are just some of the types of content that you could put on your calendar. So super fast, videos, do a property tour, scenery. I mean, you get beautiful scenery, like the Parkway I just talked about a few minutes ago. A message from your manager. That's something we don't see very often, and I would highly encourage to see more of, is messages from people, from your reservationist, your maintenance people. Let's say if you have a big issue with maintenance tickets going on, get your maintenance manager on there and just be like, hey guys, if you have a maintenance issue, like I'm so-and-so, I'm your maintenance manager here at ABC Realty. If you got an issue, here's the number to call. Call this number. It's answered 24 hours a day, and someone will get to you within X amount of time, right? Lay out those expectations. Facebook Lives are awesome. I know that those are a little bit harder, but if you have somebody that's in the field regularly and you can get them a phone and connect them to your Facebook account, have them do a Facebook Live. But have them save a video as well so you can share it later on Instagram. Engagement post. All right, what do we mean by an engagement post? This is a post where I'm specifically trying to get my audience to interact with me. So a really great example is, imagine an image that you could create in something like Canva or PicMonkey. And on one side is a kayak, and on one side is a stand-up paddleboard. And your caption can simply read, which one would you pick, right? I'm always going to go with a kayak. I love kayaking, but I don't do stand-up paddle boards because I have no balance, hardly at all. So I'm going to go with the kayak. But what you've done is you've given your audience something, like they don't have to think about, like you haven't asked them like an open-ended question, which those are okay too, but this is like A or B, right? Or you can give them A, B, C, D option. And this is a great way to get engagement, which actually helps your Facebook algorithm, which now I'm going down a rabbit trail, but you want people talking back and forth to you because the algorithms on Facebook like that, and that's going to get your post higher in the rankings and get seen more times by more people. Properties. Of course, you want to post pictures of your property. You can post a single image, multi-image, you can do videos, you can do slideshows, so many things you can do there. So that's why good imagery of your properties is so important. But make sure you always give the name of the property. If you're not going to do stylized graphics that have the name, make sure that it's in the post and you give a link to get to that property. That's a must.
Virtual tours as well. Virtual, if your property has one, like virtual tours, those drone shots, those are fantastic. So if you are lucky enough to have one for a property, definitely include that. People love that.
All right, web groups, those are your group of properties like your pet-friendly properties, your condos, your ocean fronts, if you have those set up as web groups, where you can give one link that goes out to all of those. Specials, especially, you know, you have a cancellation and you want to try to rebook that property, get that up there on social media. Post your blog post, area events, which Chantel just covered, quotes. You guys have heard that from us before. People love quotes and quote graphics. Holidays and special days, that's covered a lot in this very special book I'm getting ready to tell you about. Recipes, polls, quizzes, surveys, really good pictures. I mean, you guys are in vacation land for a reason. It's because it's beautiful and it's awesome and people want to go there. Put your pictures up there. Have a contest, Facebook contest. Do a behind the scenes tour of your office or behind the scenes tour of, like, you know, a home. Frequently asked questions. These are great sources of content. And lastly, something about your business. When you were founded, you know, how many employees you have. Make it personal and make it fun. All right. Now, this right here is what you're going to get. This is our ebook, 12 months of marketing for vacation rental success. And in that, all of this stuff that I just talked about, all this content, there is a ton of content, and it's divided by months. So if you were working on March content, you can literally open it to March, and then you can see the suggestions that we've made, and how to find some of these like quirky holidays and how to have fun around that, and some suggestions that we make. So that is going to be coming to you via email. We'll be able to see everybody who registered and everybody who attended this. So we are going to send you a link to that either this afternoon or first thing tomorrow morning. So you can be looking for that in your inbox, and we can't wait to hear what you have to say about our first ever ebook created here at VRM. And here we go, number 4, Chantel.
Okay, so moreover, going into the type of posts that you do, you definitely want to give them a call to action. And, you know, you can use, like, very common, you can say book now, call now, but we like to diversify it a little bit because that's often used a lot, book now, call now. So you can put in your call to action, click here, see more, video tour here, my personal favorite, say yes. You really want to give your audience a clear process of what you want them to do. And it's absolutely okay to ask, and we encourage you to ask and be bold in the matter and be like, you say yes to this gorgeous vacation rental here. Wouldn't you rather be right here, right now on the beach? I mean, we just always, if there is a possible call to action that you can do for a post, even if it's not even a property, just as Tracy had mentioned in all the different types of social media posts that you can do, just asking them a question is a call to action as well. Would you rather choose a kayak or a stand-up paddleboard? What is your most favorite place to eat in this area? What do you like to do with your kids? Just getting them to interact is great for social media. It keeps them engaged. It just is the engagement itself just keeps their attention, and that's what we want. We want their attention, and we would like them to do something, come to the website to look at a property, anything at all, but we just want to get their attention. That's the biggest thing. And sometimes you just don't want to ask, but you definitely, it is effective to ask. So we highly encourage that as much as you can. If there is a call to action that can be placed, put in that call to action on social media and get that engagement.
Yeah, and I think it's okay every once in a while to not ask something, just literally leave something that's like, this is a little gift for you, and I'm not asking for anything in return. We do that in our email marketing. We want to, you know, we normally probably like 10 out of the 12 months, you know, we want to be asking something specific, But sometimes we just want to say, we love you and we appreciate you, and we're not asking anything in to return. We're just letting you know that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's okay on social media as well.
Yep. Happy, like a holiday, wishing everybody happy holidays and such. You're not really asking them to do anything, but you're giving them warm wishes, and those are very valuable as well. I mean, that would probably call to actions, I would say, would be about at least 80% of the time on your post, some sort of call to action. So 80-20 is usually a good mixture.
I agree. That would be my recipe for success as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's it. I just want to say that I think Chantel and I did this in 30 minutes. And I'll want to make sure we have a few minutes to ask some questions, but we are so close. I'm so proud of us. But here's the deal, guys. We do want to keep everything in small, manageable pieces for you, because we know taking an hour out of your day is way harder than taking 30 minutes. But we would love to do more of this. We love to talk about marketing. We know how important it is for your business. We know that many of you don't have a dedicated team member just to marketing. So if you want to see more, in addition to anything we've talked about today, if you'd like us to expound on any of that, if you would like to see other kinds of specific topics in the realm of marketing for vacation rentals, let us know. I've put my email down there. You can email us. If you don't remember my email, you can drop it at the help desk and they'll make sure I get that. And if you have a specific question you'd like us to answer in detail, whether it's something more even basic than what we talked about today, or maybe it's something a little bit more advanced, we'd be happy to cover that. If it's in the realm of search engine optimization or email marketing, digital marketing, graphics, how to create great graphics, your brand. We'd love to talk about branding. We would love to do that. So please feel free to ask. Chantel, do we have any questions at this point in time?
I have not seen any questions in the Q&A, and there is definitely no wrong question. Most likely, if you have a question, then somebody else in this room is going to have, it's going to be valuable to someone else in this room. So please feel free to ask. I know in social media, there's just a lot of tiny little parts that are always changing and confusing and time consuming. So we're here to help guide and streamline the process so it's not so painful. We're not 16 years old anymore. We don't have that kind of time to be on our phones and social media all the time. So there are lots of different tools and lots of different processes to get really good social content out there, a good message, a good connection with your audience. And that's really what social media is about, finding that connection.
That's right. Building a relationship. You're building a relationship, because what you really want is repeat guests. You want the same guests coming back year after year and them telling their friends and their family. And that's the goal.
Yeah. I mean, just to give you an idea, for just having one person share one of your posts on your social media channel, they are sharing that post with everybody that they know in their social network. So, and to get them to just be excited over content, getting excited over experiences, videos and such, and wanting to share with their people, with their tribe, it can be valuable exponentially. So it is a lot of good love going on social media, and with social media you have to give love to get love. So we're giving you guys lots of social love that you can use right now.
All right, and this is our last slide. This is actually an old slide that I actually recycled. First of all, just want you guys to know, if you didn't already know, that we do offer marketing services that are exclusive for VRM clients. We have an entire department dedicated to that. So if that's something that you're interested in, we do reputation management, we do pay-per-click campaigns, we do blogs, we do email marketing, we do social media marketing, and search engine optimization. So those are all things that we do and we love. If you're interested in any of that, we'd be happy to talk to you about it and give you a quote. We have ongoing services and one-time services. But this is a quote here on the screen that came from our buddy Todd Plumley at Plumley Vacation Rentals down in Indian Rocks Beach. And this is from 2019. And I was not going to use it. Well, first of all, I know I'm very confident that Todd would still give us a shining review for our marketing services. But this was pre-COVID. So he left us this pre-COVID, August 2019, and then of course 2020 happened. And I can tell you, because we just recently met with Plumley, they had a great year last year as well. Like, who would have ever thought? And that's what we're hearing across the board as well. And it's such an honor for us to be involved in that process as providing marketing services and working together to create those marketing services and social content and blog posts and improving your search engine optimization. So we are so thrilled about that. So again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let us know. Chantal and I would be happy to meet with you. We also have a third member of our team, Amanda Oakes, and she is our graphic designer, and she is amazing. So we love what we do, as you can probably already tell, and we're happy to share that with others. So Chantal, as long as there's no other comments, I think we're gonna wrap it up here at 37 minutes. I'm so proud of us. Call it a day. So, Chantal, anything you want to say before we log off?
No, I don't believe so. Just thank you for taking the time to join us today. We hope that we gave you some nice snackable pieces of social media tips so you can take in, and just hopefully it will not be such an overwhelming process. Marie, I see you in there. Hello, Marie. Glad to see you. And just thank you. Thank you for taking the time to be here.
I couldn't agree more. All right, everyone. Next month, we're actually going to have the folks from Breezeway on VRM Insider for March. So be sure to grab that episode as well. And until then, take care and have a great day. Bye, everybody.
Bye.